Prabandhak Committee filed a mercy plea and the Punjab Chief Minister Prakash Singh Badal met the President. The Punjab government has also argued that Rajoana can't be hanged till a mercy plea filed by a co-accused is decided. Protests were reported across Punjab today seeking clemency for Rajoana. Let's hear first from Sukhbir Singh Badal, the Deputy Chief Minister of Punjab.
Are you now satisfied that the centre, in a sense, has agreed with the basic demand that you all were making?
We are satisfied to the point that the whole execution has been stayed, because as per the law of the land, any mercy petition which is in the court of the President, as long as the President does not decide, it has to be stayed execution. And we are very thankful to the government that we have got the letter of stay immediately.
What was your main worry if this execution was to be carried out?
Our aim is to maintain law and order in the state. There was sentiments attached, if you look at Punjab, and keeping everything in mind, keeping in mind the fact that last 20 years, Punjab had gone through the worst phase. We don't want that phase to come back again.
What about your ally, the BJP, in this state? Because your ally is very vociferous when it comes to demanding the hanging of Afzal Guru. But when it comes to this issue, we've not really heard a categorical stand from the BJP.
This question is best answered by them.
Are you getting the support from them?
No, I am only answering, as the president of my party, I'm answering this. I am personally, and I feel personally against execution. Reason, execution has been eliminated in more than 70-80% of the nations in the world.
Okay, that's the Akali point of view. Let's go straight first to our correspondent Pallavi Ghosh, who's joining us from outside the Home Ministry. Pallavi, what reasons are the Home Ministry giving for the staying of the execution? Is it a fact that the Supreme Court is still hearing a plea of the co-accused which is being used, or the fact that a mercy petition was filed officially by the SGPC?
But both the points actually, in fact, in this circular which has been distributed by the Home Ministry, technical points are being raised, Rajdeep. 2 points. One, the matter of co-accused Jagtar Singh is actually pending in Supreme Court, so that needs to be sorted out. He, of course, has been blamed for the same act on which Rajoana has been. And the second, of course, is the mercy petition which has been filed on behalf of Rajoana by the SGPC yesterday when they met the President. But we know that at the end of the day, it's never really these technical points. It's always a politics behind it which actually emerges as the actual reason, a part of which, of course, was referred to by Sukhbir Badal. But I think it's been the Akali Dal, the Punjab Congress, equally vociferous in their demand that there should actually be a stay on the execution of Rajoana.
Is there a fear that they've expressed of law and order problems in Punjab as well in any confidential report submitted to the Home Ministry?
Well, our Home Ministry sources are certainly confirming to us, Rajdeep, that there was this concern not raised just at the state level, but even at the centre level. In fact, we've also been told by our Home Ministry sources that the state government, in fact, had given this input to the centre that there could be a flare-up of the situation, not just in Punjab, but also in the states surrounding it, possibly also in Jammu and Kashmir. And that certainly has been one of the considerations why this execution has been stayed by the centre on a technical point.
Okay, Pallavi Ghosh, with that report coming in, joining us from outside the Home Ministry. Remember, the clamour for clemency in Rajoana's case, many say, is exposing the double standards practiced in the case of other death row convicts. Parliament attacked convict Afzal Guru, for example. The ruling Congress and the opposition BJP have been saying Afzal Guru must be hanged, even as the Jammu and Kashmir government have been seeking clemency. The Omar Abdullah government also citing the same reason as the Punjab government there, law and order concerns. But that doesn't seem to have operated when it comes to Rajoana's case, where political parties seem to have united in asking for him being given clemency. It's bringing us to today's talking point. Afzal versus Balwant Rajoana. Are there double standards when it comes to clemency on death row? Right at the top of the program, let's go to our guest. Sajjad Lok, Chairman, Jammu and Kashmir People's Conference, is joining us. Naresh Gujral, Member of Parliament of the Shiromani Akali Dal, is joining us. I'm also joined in my studios by Harvinder Singh Phoolka, Senior Lawyer for the SGPC, and A.K. Doval, former Director of the Intelligence Bureau, the country's top cop. Thanks very much to all my panelists for joining us. Naresh Gujral, what is explaining the desperation of your party, the Akali Dal, to get clemency for Balwant Singh Rajoana? The man himself shows no remorse. He has in fact explicitly said, I don't want clemency, I am ready to be hanged. Why then insist on clemency for someone who has been proven to be behind the killing and the assassination of an Indian Chief Minister?
Two reasons, Rajdeep. One is the law point, which you mentioned earlier, that his co-accused his case is still pending in the Supreme Court. But more importantly, tempers are running very high in Punjab. People are very agitated, especially our young men and women. And this could create a very serious law and order situation.
So the same rules could apply to Afzal Guru.
Genesis.
Sorry to interrupt, sir, but the same rules could, when Omar Abdullah says that there's a law and order problem in Jammu and Kashmir, if Afzal Guru is hanged, why doesn't the Akali stand up and support Omar Abdullah as well?
I will first finish my argument.
Yes.
I want to take you back to the genesis of the problem. After the murder of Mrs. Gandhi, that massacre of the Sikhs which took place in Delhi, 5,000 Sikhs were massacred on the streets of Delhi. And for a number of years, nobody has been punished. We all know the names, and yet our entire judicial system, our entire administrative system failed to punish the culprits.
Yes.
This has caused a great deal of hurt in the psyche of the Sikhs, which is today getting manifested in the anger amongst the young people of Punjab. Now a little spark and that could really get ignited and Punjab would be on fire again. We have seen what terrorism did to us. More than 40,000 innocent men and women were killed. Our economy was completely shattered. We don't want to visit those dark days again.
Yes, but you're not answering my central question. Omar Abdullah, if he was on my program on Afzal Guru, would say exactly the same thing. Would the Akalis support Omar Abdullah if he said that Afzal Guru's hanging will result in law and order problems in Jammu and Kashmir?
I am only going to confine myself to Punjab, and I will answer all questions that you ask about Punjab. As far as the clemency petition is concerned,
yes,
SGPC applied on his behalf.
Right.
This power is conferred on the President by Article 72.
Okay.
And Article 72 is silent on who can apply on whose behalf.
Okay. You want to confine yourself to Punjab, but I am going to try and widen it with my other panelists. First to you, Mr. Phoolka, since you're the SGPC's lawyer. If an individual shows no remorse, doesn't want clemency, in fact writes officially saying, I don't want clemency, why are you insisting on it?
No, I'll come to that. But let me first explain to you that Afzal Guru's case and Balwant Singh Rajoana's case is different. In case of Afzal Guru, the clemency petition has been rejected by the President after it was pending for 4 or 5 years.
Right.
Here in this case, even the petition has been filed now. And the Home Ministry also has no discretion. Under the law, moment a petition has been filed, the execution cannot take place till it is decided. So in case of the Balwant Singh Rajoana, the mercy petition is still pending. It has not been decided.
No, so that point is well taken. But the fact is that here the individual himself says, I don't want clemency.
Now the point is, here, if an individual goes and says under the Indian law, if a person goes and himself says and till all the legal recourse is complete, the person cannot be punished or cannot be hanged. Now here the legal course is, here the judgment of the Supreme Court itself of 1982, where the Supreme Court says if the other co-accused has been given the benefit of his death sentence has been converted to life imprisonment, now the similar benefit should be given to other co-accused also.
Okay, so you're citing a Supreme Court precedent, but Ajit Doval, you know, let's look at the double standards here. When it comes to Afzal, for example, the Congress and the BJP both, particularly the BJP, is saying that he must be hanged right away. The Congress has been much more ambivalent. The National Conference wants that he be given clemency. Now the BJP, in the case of Balwant Singh Rajoana, because they are in power with the Akalis, are saying the law must take its own course, but are not insisting that he be hanged. Aren't there double standards somewhere in this?
I don't think so. I think these two cases are fundamentally different. And I think a very pertinent point has been brought out very clearly by Mr. Phoolka. In the case of Balwant Singh, the President has not exercised through the due process the drill which could have gone for his being given a clemency or being rejected the clemency. Now let me tell you one thing. Whether the fact that he wanted it or he did not want it is not material at this point of time. Anybody, the law is silent on this point, that anybody else could have also asked for the clemency. Now, in this case, if his clemency petition is rejected, then probably both come at the same pedestal.
Okay, so you're saying that is the distinction, but let me
the
take
equality before law.
Equality before law is being maintained in your view, but Sajjad Lone, sitting there in Kashmir, you see double standards. if in this particular case, it appears that there is no talk of being anti-national. Mr. Gujral calling for clemency doesn't make him anti-national. If you tomorrow call for clemency for Afzal Guru, you are seen as anti-national. As a Kashmiri, do you see double standards?
Well, look, if Indians are able to answer this question, I think the whole Kashmir issue would be resolved. The problem, Rajdeep, is that, you know, when I look at your TV or TV discussions, the concept of law that you're talking about is a textbook concept. It doesn't exist in real life. When we talk of Kashmir, we talk of lawlessness, not law. State itself has violated law, broken law, has been indulged in fake encounters. They are not taken to task. And that's why people here think differently from the rest of India or from the judiciary, that if so many people, for example, 100,000 people have been killed, and the name Supreme Court does not exist anywhere in these 20 years, yet when it comes to Afzal Guru, you say there is law. Is there not law when uniformed people, the state kills citizens? When it is Maoists, they say don't kill the sons of the Republic. When a Kashmiri is killed, the whole of India is keeping silent. It's much more, I think, it questions the morality of those Indians, not all, but those section of Indians who try to be very jingoistic and, you know, try to cover everything under the fig leaf of law.
Right.
And when it is ordinary Kashmiri civilians being killed, they just, you know, they become Gandhiji's three monkeys, as if they've not seen anything or heard anything.
Ajit Doval respond. Is the fig leaf of the law only being used in the case of Rajoana and not used in the case of an Afzal Guru?
I think it's absolutely incorrect. Whether we are discussing the larger macro picture or we are drawing comparisons between the case of Afzal Guru and Balwant Singh, which has been brought out this thing. Now let me talk about the macro picture. In this particular case also, there were two more accused, Lakhvinder Singh and Jagtar Singh Hawara, who had been given as a relief by the superior courts. And it is possible that in their clemency, they might be this thing. Even similarly, in the case of the parliament attack, there were many people who were given, who had been awarded the death sentence and were later exonerated.
But
now, in this particular case,
as a police officer, are we not setting a dangerous precedent?
No, that is a separate
no,
question.
Are we saying now that a political assassination, if I show there's a law and order problem in a state, I will not hang the person?
I am responding to what Mr. Lone said. Now you are raising a new point.
Yes.
That the new point is, which is very correct. Whether the appeal to the judicial pronouncements can lie in extrajudicial and extra-constitutional entities like the public agitations, protest march, agitations and political parties. My answer is absolutely no. And therefore,
you cannot decide on the basis of agitations. You cannot decide a mercy petition on the basis of agitations.
No, certainly, and it should not be done. It's a bad precedent. And in this particular case, the decision or the action which had been taken by the Chief Minister should have been taken, if it is to be taken on merits, at a time when this decision was taken by the competent court, and not when there were public agitations in Punjab today.
You know, Mr. Gujral, respond to that. You know, it's a dangerous precedent. If public agitations are going to decide mercy petitions, then we are saying that anyone who commits a political agitation, assassination, if he's backed by a section of the population which decides to agitate, the government of India must not hang the person.
Rajdeep, laws are enacted to keep the society civilized. And sometimes, if a law has to be executed, and that is going to lead to lawlessness and uncivilized behavior, because tempers are running high, there is nothing wrong in delaying the process till tempers cool down.
Yes, Mr. Doval, you want to respond?
Now, I think there are two principles of law, or two principles of jurisprudence, which should be very clearly understood. There is salus republical populi, and there is supremacy of the people's interest or individual's interest versus the salus republical supremae lex, that is supremacy of the larger national interest. Supreme Court in 2007 adjudicated on this very important point in the D.K. Basu case. And in that they said that should there be the conflict, the national interest will prevail, and in this particular case, the national interest is not served. by public agitation and the protest, not only by the political party, but it can be raised by anyone. By influencing the
Mr. Phoolka, I think an
judicial
important point is the national interest being served by Mr. Rajoana's hanging being state? Is the national interest, Punjab's interest may well be served, a section of the Punjab population, but is the national interest being served?
Peace in Punjab is in the national interest, number one. Number two, let me answer Mr. Lone. You are not isolated, Mr. Lone. You were killed in Kashmir, the Sikhs were killed in Delhi, in the open daylight, openly on the roads. So don't feel isolated as far as that account is. Now the peace which has been restored with a great difficulty in Punjab is the national interest. It is not the interest of Punjab alone. It is in the national interest. So that is the reason.
Are we saying that a section of people can go on the streets of Punjab, say they will protest against Rajwana's killing?
Rajiv, you should say why that it's not only a section of people. It is not only the fundamentalists who have come out. If you see the kind of the people, the way the youth have come up, even those who do not
follow... It is effectively justifying Bean Singh's killing then.
No.
You are saying that I can kill Bean Singh, a former Chief Minister of Punjab, and then I can come and protest on the streets, and the government of India has to stay the execution.
You see what has agitated them. You see that point. What has agitated them? What has agitated them that the people like Sajjan Kumar, against whom a charge sheet was prepared in 1992, for 18 years you don't even file in the court? I mean, this is the double standard.
So you're saying the Congress leaders who are responsible for the anti-Sikh riots, nothing has happened to them? No, that is why people are agitated.
But all newspapers of Punjab are filled with this.
But that's the newspaper. Okay,
that is the double standard.
Sajjan, you wanted to respond.
Yeah, what I'm saying is that what Mr. Dole is talking about, he is talking about, I don't know which world. It's simple. What is staring at you, try to see it. There's a big white elephant. The state goes scot-free when it breaks the law. If you have a state, if India is a country where law is not broken, at least by the state, I'm sure there will be no clamor for clemency. As the gentleman said, that those involved in Sikh riots are roaming free, and the same state wants to be very finicky and very strict when it comes to convicting the killer of Mr. Bean Singh. You know, this is the double standard of law. You know, if they are asking for, and you also have to understand that why are these people clamoring for the clemency of a so-called killer? Because hidden behind are those human rights violations which took place in Punjab, for which the state took no action at all.
But the fact,
it's not happening in vacuum.
But the fact is, and I want to take this to Mr. Gujral, that when the Punjab elections took place, there was no mention of any Panthik agenda. Akalis now win the election, suddenly you feel the need to pander to the SGPC. I thought we had moved beyond. It means that we have not moved beyond 84. It means at the end of the day, as far as the Sikhs are concerned, that is still a festering wound. And as long as those responsible for 84 are not punished, you believe the likes of Rajwana also cannot be punished.
Look, first of all, we've been elected to govern effectively.
Yes.
And we don't want to create law and order situations.
Yes.
We are not talking of the Panthik agenda at all.
Yes.
Today, the young man on the street is out.
Yes.
He is seething with anger.
Yes.
We have to cool him down. So we are not bringing in any Panthik agenda.
You are effectively...
So I don't think you can...
You are effectively catering to the fringe extremist elements.
No, we don't want Punjab to be set on fire. And I know right now, the way tempers are frayed there, things can go out of hand. And if it goes out of hand, I know we will be back to those dark days of terrorism. And I know also that our neighbor would love to fish in these troubled waters.
The same arguments could be made for Kashmir.
We are a very sensitive border state.
The same, Kashmir is a border state, even more sensitive. If Afzal Guru is hanged tomorrow, the same arguments will be made that you're making today.
I think this, you know, when we enacted the penal code 65 years ago, the death penalty was there.
Yes.
Since then, times have moved. Most countries have now removed this death penalty from their penal code.
Right.
And I think it's high time we also debated this.
No, then you're coming to an important point. And this may be...
One second.
No, you're saying
by hanging one
then
man,
you say scrap
we are
the
going
death
to set
penalty.
one state on fire. I think we need to reconsider that.
Okay, then we are saying scrap the death penalty.
I'm not saying that punishment should not be given to a murderer. A murderer must be punished.
Yes.
But death penalty is not the only punishment, especially if the whole state is going to be hung with him.
Oh, is that what we are coming?
Well,
that the
that's
death
a different
penalty
issue altogether.
No, but it's reaching to... that's what Mr. Gujral is saying.
Personally, it takes us to an important point. Why is a person punished? person is punished only for two purposes.
Yes.
One is for creating deterrence amongst those who are likely to violate the law, and second is to reform him.
Yes.
Now, if we think that a deterrence is required against offences like terrorism, which can undermine the national sovereignty, which can seriously impair public safety and make large number of innocent people as their victims, then I am personally not against, not in favor of abolishing the death penalty. I think in India, death penalty is required at this point of time.
You're saying that. You're saying that, but Mr. Phoolka, where it's coming is where will this end? In Tamil Nadu, the DMK passed a resolution seeking mercy for Rajiv's killers. In Kashmir, various parties want Afzal pardoned. The Akalis now and the SGPC wants Rajoana pardoned. Where will this end? Are we saying that anyone accused of a political murder, convicted for a political assassination in this country, cannot be hanged?
Now, Rajdeep, I saw the news reports only of yesterday in the Punjab papers, which say, why double standard? If a person like Kishori Lal, to whom 7 death sentences were given, and
in the 84 riots.
In 84 riots. And it was said it is not a rarest of rare case. I mean, in that case, who person himself did, himself
Sir, answer my
committed
question. If the DMK passes a resolution seeking mercy for Rajiv's killers, if Kashmir party seek mercy for Afzal, if Punjab party seek mercy for Rajoana, then let's scrap the death penalty for political assassination.
Death penalty should be scrapped.
Death penalty should be scrapped.
I am basically against the death penalty.
And even Mr. Doval, you're saying it's still a deterrent.
No, my point is this.
But what happens then? What is the precedent?
If we have got to remove it or keep it, it will not be on the consideration of what you have said, that because there is a demand by Tamil Nadu government or Punjab government or this thing, it will be on entirely different parameters. But let me tell you one thing, as far as moving clemency application by Punjab or Tamil Nadu is concerned, there is nothing illegal about it.
There's nothing illegal about it, but the manner in which we are approaching it on the basis of law and order disturbance is troubling.
That is more a political question.
But it is a political question now.
Purely
this is
in
becoming
the legal
a political question.
Okay.
It's not about law anymore.
No, but taking purely in the legal sense, asking for review, going for an appeal, asking for clemency, they are all legal instrumentalities which are available to any individual who has been punished by the law.
Let me give Naresh Gujral the final word. Mr. Gujral, is this therefore then not a question of law but a question of politics? At the end of the day, the decision on Rajoana or on Afzal is not going to be taken on the basis of the law of the land but on the basis of politics.
I think it is a matter of the country, and country comes before everything else. If we are going to set all states on fire, what kind of national interest would we be serving?
Okay, you believe that...
So I don't think it is only a political issue.
Okay, you believe it's a question of national interest.
There are very seasoned and experienced chief ministers, like Mr. Badal, who feel that this could create a huge law and order situation, and Punjab could be set on fire. Similarly,
yes,
I have talked to my colleagues from Tamil Nadu and from Kashmir. There would be a similar situation like that there.
Okay.
Would India's interest be served?
Okay, so in a sense, you're saying India's interest would not be served if Afzal Guru is hanged. If the Kashmir chief minister feels that, you will respect that.
I am saying when tempers are running so high,
yes,
we should give time, let things cool down.
Okay.
Let's not act in a hurry.
Okay, well, there's a message in that. Naresh Gujral, Sajjad Lone, Ajit Doval, HS Phoolka, appreciate your joining us on our talking point tonight. What's the editor's take? Where do we stand? Mercy petitions have often had a political edge to them, be it Afzal or now Rajoana. The question is, will different standards be applied in different cases depending on the political realities? If so, then a basic principle that all are equal under the law is in danger of being violated. Either abolish the death penalty or be more consistent in the application of mercy petitions. Okay, let's turn to the other big story tonight, and the other big